I'm Alex Howard.
And I'm Amanda Silver. And this is Dirty Laundry.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Today is a really special treat.
So special.
To be fair, we say that I think about every episode and every guest.
I think we feel that about every single episode. We just love it.
I love it
so much.
Like so much.
I get so excited.
Every strategy session, we're like, how can we just do more of this?
We just love it.
How can we only do more potting? But today is a special treat because we are just you and I.
It's just you and I.
Just you and I.
We haven't done a you and I in a while.
No, because we've had amazing guests.
We've had such amazing guests.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last you and I that we did.
I don't even know. Maybe season 2.
Really? We haven't done one this season?
God, we really got to prepare for these better. Do some fact checking ahead of time. But
such a nice opportunity for us to interview each other.
Yeah. And have all of our amazing listeners get to know us a bit more because some are new since we have done previous solo episodes. So this will be a little bit of an interview each other.
Yeah. Get to know your hosts.
Yeah. Okay, should I start or should you start?
I think I'm going to start by asking you a question.
Okay. Hit it.
All right. Alex Howard.
Pressure's on.
Tell me what one of your biggest pet peeves are.
Okay. God, I got a lot. I'm annoyed by most things, in fact. No,
I get more these days.
Yeah. As I age, I am becoming a bit more of a curmudgeon for sure. I think I have to say my big, and maybe this is just because I spend so much time in a car as we do in this world.
I knew it was going to go car.
Yeah, driving the kids.
Driving, I knew it.
Driving to see family all around Ontario. The left lane. This is a PSA. The left lane. It's not the fast lane. It is a passing lane. The left lane is a passing lane.
Are we talking about the highway?
We are talking about the highway, sure. Yeah. So just because you're going fast doesn't mean you get to sit there. Certainly if you're going slow, I beg of you, don't sit there. But pass and move over.
Get in, get out.
Get in, get out.
Don't
linger.
Don't linger.
Nobody wants you there.
Don't loiter in the left lane.
Don't you dare loiter.
Don't you dare loiter.
Because that, for me, I'm
just your little bug is going to come up and...
Oh, she be honking. No, I don't. If I'm real PO'd, I will flash my high beams. Because sometimes I just feel like people get distracted. We're in a distracted driving universe. So I would like to give people the benefit of the doubt. What did Dr. Becky teach us? The most generous interpretation. I like to go there as best I can. But
not
honestly,
when it comes to drivers.
No, bitch, move!
I can move out of the
Get
way.
Get out the way!
I can't do that with drivers.
No, and my kids now sing that song.
Move, bitch, get out the way.
It starts with permission to swear. And I'm like, yes, go.
They ask you permission?
Yeah. Because usually it's if they want to sing the swear words in a song.
Fair.
And I'm like, you know what? You got to rock out.
Yeah.
You don't want to censor that stuff.
No.
You got to feel it.
They're going to know the words anyways.
They do. Have you met their mom?
I know their mom. They're going to know the words. I will say though, it's the slowy drivers at 8:50 in the morning when I'm trying to get my kids to school. Don't they have anywhere to be? Don't they know that I am counting the seconds?
They're so late.
I'm just I can't breathe. And they're just taking their time and turning on their flicker. And I'm just just hurry up.
Yeah. That's when you need to sing the song.
I'm going to start singing
it. Teach that one to your kids.
They're going to start hearing me sing it starting tomorrow morning.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So me, my dear, sweet friend. Okay. So you, one of our earliest episodes, you really threw me for a doozy.
Okay.
And I think that there is a lot more surprises for our guests, for our listeners rather, from you. I think you are a bit more of a, what's the analogy I wanted to go for? But many moons ago, because I'm not thinking of the analogy, you told me you like to camp.
Yes, I do.
I still don't believe it.
Okay.
But I am excited to plan our camping trip.
I can't wait.
One day.
Why don't we do it?
But give me another unexpected hobby or pleasure that people would be shocked to find out about you.
Okay. So in addition to camping, which I do love, I have a real fascination with sharks.
Oh.
Yes.
Again, unexpected.
So if I'm at night, put my kids to bed, I turn on if I'm on either TikTok or Facebook Reels or whatever, if I get into a shark thing, it could be an hour, 2 hours. I love sharks.
Really?
Yes.
What about? Because that's not for everyone's taste. The fact that they will bite you and dismember?
It's often a misunderstanding, okay? I've swam in open water with sharks.
Whoa.
Yes. And
supervised? In a cage?
No cage.
What?
No. So first of all, my dream is to swim in a cage with the white sharks in South Africa. That's like my bucket list. That's my dream, is to be in the cage with the white sharks, the chum. That's my dream.
Wild.
But what I did do when I was in Bora Bora is I went with some guy who didn't speak English, took me and some people into a boat. Like on a boat.
Like so many red flags
on a boat.
Up for me.
And he's like, you're going to swim with the sharks in his broken English. I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do with the sharks. So they chummed the water and the sharks came and you see the fins and we were wearing our snorkel gear and we jumped in the water.
Just jumped right in.
We just jumped. First, I remember
to feeding time.
So I remember sitting in this little boat and I'm counting how many people were on the boat with me because I wanted to make sure that everybody else got off the boat, got back in.
You are such a kindergarten teacher.
Such a teacher. It was like a head count. I did a head count to make
field trip.
I did a head count to make sure everyone.
Did you have a buddy system?
Yes, we did. So no, I jumped in and it was amazing. It was the most amazing experience of my life.
This is absolute insanity to me.
They weren't like tiger sharks. They were like white sharks and lemon sharks. Well, not white sharks, white tip sharks and lemon sharks.
Lemon
sharks.
I've not heard of that.
Yeah. So they range between like 3 to 6 feet, I would say. And they were eating and I was watching them and it was amazing.
This is so unexpected.
Yeah.
And terrifying. Yet the more I know you, the more I'm like, kind of on brand.
Yeah.
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 Good for you. That's not for me.
Yeah.
I went snorkeling once on our honeymoon and I immediately grabbed Jonathan's hand. I'm like, you're going to have to hold my hand the whole time.
You were scared?
Terrified. Wow. And I've jumped out of airplanes.
You jumped out of an airplane?
Yeah, I went skydiving. I've been bungee jumping. I've done it all.
Jumping out of an airplane, not for me.
Yeah, see?
No.
I mean, to be fair, I was strapped to a guy.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't like the fall.
Oh, I loved
who loves the fall?
What do you mean? Like Drop Zone? It's kind of that King's Wonderland.
Can't do it. I feel like I'm going to die. I'm dying. If I'm on a roller coaster, I'm dying. That's it. And then I'm surprised that I make it. I'm surprised when we get to the bottom and I'm like, I didn't die. Like I feel like I'm going to die.
That's the joy.
No.
Is that feeling. But knowing you're not going to die.
That's no joy.
But the shark will kill you.
No, it won't.
How is there no
You bump him on his nose if he comes too close.
What? You just boop him?
You do a little boop.
No.
A little boop on the nose.
Okay, you're just wild. You're getting real cray. Okay. Next question. I think we want to both answer this one.
Oh, we do?
I think so. What kind of friend are you in the group chat? Because I love this.
Okay, you answer that
No,
one.
you go first.
I'm the sarcastic friend.
Okay.
Yeah, no one really
sending
can take,
of like gifts and
we're
stuff.
all just like piping with something really dry and like sarcastic. But I think I'm the funny friend in the group chat.
You're very funny in our chats.
I think so sometimes. I get some chuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am definitely not funny.
Yes, you are. You make me laugh all the time.
That's kind.
The other day, I think today it was like, bah, ha, ha, ha.
My favorite one is just the skull. just dead. I got nothing left.
My favorite is when I post something on our DL story that I think is funny. And then there's only one person who laughs and it's you. And I'm like, mission accomplished.
Yes. And for the listeners, I have no input on the socials. This is all Amanda. So I am genuinely delighted. Like, who posted this? They're so funny. Oh, it's us. Yay.
Yeah.
We're so funny. Yeah, I am definitely the I would say like lover. I over text. I love. I'm like first comment on everything. And I think I just give the love.
You do give a lot of love.
Give
a lot of love on text, which is very nice because not a lot of people text like you.
No, I'm very over the top, I think.
Very validating.
Yeah,
very
that's kind.
You are.
Good.
It's very
good to
nice.
be seen.
You really see people.
Yeah.
I just make fun of them and you see. Yeah.
My kids are always like, you tell everyone you love them. And I'm like, because I do. And people don't get to hear it enough. I think there just needs to be more love. Well,
more
listen,
love.
In this world and the work that we do, we are surrounded by grief. We are surrounded by almost like the goodbye of love, the death of love. And so I think I like really channel that. I'm like, how do we pivot this and bring back the live love?
Or a different kind of love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find it. Pull it out.
Right?
Yeah.
Friendship, love, to me, especially as I age, it's
so important.
It's everything.
It's everything.
It's like my lifeline.
Is your friends.
Is my friends.
Yeah.
And I have varied groups and varied personalities and skill sets and whatever. And thank God for them. I would be a puddle.
It's like chosen family.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Did you have are you an outwardly affectionate and like verbally loving in your family? Like when you grew up, was there a lot of like I love yous and like hugs and
yeah.
So I find a lot of people as I'm older, they're like, "Whoa, I never heard that growing up."
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Like even to this day, like if I'm texting my family members, good night, I love you.
Yeah, cute.
Like it's still
Yeah,
in
you
the
guys are so
hearts
close.
and like there's like
I just think it's the best.
Nice.
You need to hear it.
You need to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was fun.
Okay, my turn to ask you a question.
Okay.
What are your guilty pleasures?
I have a lot. Well, you know what? The number one thing, and it drives my sweet husband bonkers because I've now passed it on to my children, but eating in bed.
What do you eat in bed?
What don't I eat in bed?
Okay.
I think we talked about this with one of our guests, but this for me is like the ultimate gluttony.
But like, you're not eating spaghetti with tomato sauce in bed. You eat a full dinner, like steak
This
dinner.
morning I ate avocado toast.
In bed.
Yeah, with like a fried egg on top.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full knife and fork.
In bed. Do you have like a little tray?
No.
I
have like an extra firm pillow that sits in my lap that acts like a bit of a bedtime tray.
It drives Jonathan crazy. Does he like roll over? Like, oh God.
No,
like,
there's never a mess.
Oh, okay.
No. To be clear, I have been training for this all my life. So it is remarkably spick and span. The problem is the kids are still in training.
So this is the thing. I do not, my kids, there's no food upstairs.
Right.
Unless they're sick.
Sure.
Because I know where that goes.
Yeah.
I know it
in
will
the
lead
sheets?
to, no, not happening. But when they're not here, popcorn, bed.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, chips.
Yeah, chips,
Oh, I like so had an Olivia Pope phase. It was just all wine and popcorn for dinner.
It's my favorite.
Every single night. It was when I had my gallstones and I couldn't really eat much.
And wine and popcorn seem to do it.
Yeah, because I was told.
That's easy to digest.
Well, I was told my research, my online
I don't think that's
witchery.
Easy to digest.
Well, they said like to help not get the horrible gallstone pain, which was legit, was you have to keep a really acidic stomach.
Oh.
So I drank coffee, I drank wine, and I did shots of apple cider vinegar like it was my job. Like before every meal, during a meal, after a meal. I was pretty convinced I was going to cure myself.
Okay.
Spoiler, I did not. I had to get surgery. But those were my favorite nights. Like because the kids were little still, so I put them into bed.
Wine and
popcorn and wine.
Yeah. So popcorn is definitely like I'll order it from
what the movie?
Okay, hold on.
Hang on.
Hold on. No, hold on.
What do you mean order? I know you order everything, but this
before Uber Eats, like way before. We're talking 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
I used to go to the movies. I think this started when I was pregnant. Okay. I used to go to the movies, go up to the concession stand, order a big thing of popcorn,
and
put
leave.
a plastic bag on it, and leave.
Oh my.
And I'd take it home and I'd watch like Game of Thrones or whatever show I was watching at the time. And like that was like my favorite thing.
Just stay for the movie.
Because I wanted it home.
In bed.
On the couch.
On the couch.
And so then
I thought you were going to be my twin.
No, but I'll eat it in bed too. But then when Uber Eats came about.
Right.
And you can now order movie popcorn.
Stop.
You've never done this?
I have never.
Cineplex. You can order movie popcorn on Uber Eats. It's the best thing. And then you get like a big Coke and you get your.
I love a fountain pop.
I know you do. Ooh. And then you get your like your Twizzlers or your whatever Sour Patch Kids or whatever you're eating.
You need those junior
best
mints.
day ever.
Oh, which just reminds me of Seinfeld. That is wild.
Yes. So that is a guilty pleasure of mine for sure.
I love that.
Yes.
I usually do the air pop variety because then I can add a lot of salt.
This is already the saltiest thing you could possibly.
It's so good. In the universe. Well, I didn't know it was on delivery.
Oh my God, it's so good.
This might just change my life.
They bring and you can get all the stuff with it.
What kind of stuff?
Like all your
treats. The accoutrement. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Stay tuned. I'm gonna try that one out. That sounds beyond.
Cineplex on Uber Eats.
So the reason that you and I are here, for the most part.
Why are we here?
We are here because we have a very special relationship with divorce.
I thought you were going to say with each other.
Well, that is a given.
We become besties in divorce.
We did not become besties in divorce. We became besties in podcasting of divorce.
Fine, fair.
But we've each had our own unique journey. And I think one thing that maybe our listeners, especially the new ones, don't know is that we actually do this as a job.
Yeah, we don't just, pretend.
We
know what we're talking about. We actually do this as a job.
This is legitimately how we pay the bills.
Yeah.
We support people going through separation and divorce.
Yes, we do.
And I think we have different styles, different approaches, different methodologies. I think this would kind of be a fun opportunity to share some of those.
Yes. The business side of Alex and Amanda.
Because we do have a lot of fun.
We have so much.
And we do a lot of giggling. But we also can be very serious.
And it's just so like opposite to the work that we do, right? In a way, like our pod, we're giggling, we're having fun, we're trying to bring light, but the work that we do on a daily basis is serious work. And
we take it seriously.
We take it very seriously.
We take it very seriously.
So we get into our like serious mode, and it's like, because these are people's lives. These are people's children. These are their lifelong, goals.
Yeah.
We have to deal with a lot of heavy duty stuff.
Yes.
So,
though saying that, if we're talking styles, let me be the first to confess. I know you haven't even asked me a question, but this is on brand for me of just to talk and talk and talk.
Tell me. I didn't ask, but please tell me.
Yes. Well, I do actually try to bring some levity to my practice.
Yes, I know you do.
So I will say that I think the version of me on the pod is pretty similar to the version of me in life, in parenting, in friendships, in business. Like, I think I am pretty consistent in who I am. And I think, I often say, if we don't laugh, we'll cry.
You do say that.
I'd sooner laugh. So trying to also give folks a bit of a break, right? We go through these really heated discussions. We're talking parenting time. You're imagining this life whereby you don't see your children part, sometimes all the way up to half of their life. And that's really, really hard.
Yeah.
So trying to balance that, trying to, the human condition is one whereby we just want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be validated. We want to know that our existence on this planet, someone is here and they see us and they see our experience and our trials and our tribulations. And so part of that is what we have to do. See the seriousness of it, embrace the severity, take it for what it's worth, which is major financial and emotional decisions in and around your family. But then also, like, some of the shit you gotta laugh at. You just really have to. And I think I notice personally when I'm, talking to my clients and we're getting into the real work, and I'll just like say kind of an off the cuff example.
Yeah.
And it just breaks the tension.
Yeah. Like today I had a call with the potential clients, and the two of them were on the call. Lovely, lovely people. And they're like, we gotta get going. We have to get our cat to the cardiologist. And I started to laugh, and I'm like, and they laughed, and we were all laughing.
It's absurd.
It was just the matter of fact way that they said it, and then they both started laughing, and it just sort of broke up. And we were having a serious discussion, obviously, about the topic of separation, divorce. But they were just like, we got to take her to cardiologist. Everyone was laughing, and it was like it just ended on such a nice note.
Yeah, that's really lovely. What would you say is your style?
I think I'm directive.
Yeah,
I think I'm definitely directive with my clients. I like to give them options. Obviously let them make their own decisions. Sure. That's what we do. But I find that once my clients really trust me, they come to me as like, well, what are some of the options?
Yeah.
They don't. You can't expect them to know.
Yeah.
Right. Because they've never been through this before.
Yeah. Usually it's their first
divorce. Give them from my past professional experience, what works, what doesn't, and then let them make their own decisions.
Yeah.
So I think I'm very in that way directive. But I like to have fun with them too. If it's appropriate.
Yes.
Some of my files are very high conflict, very serious. And it's not.
Yeah.
But when it is, it's really nice. Yeah. And you have two people who are getting along and they can joke around, and it's just, it makes it a lot nicer. So.
And I think this is a perfect opportunity to pump your tires a bit because because I think you hit the nail on the head. You just went through extensive training.
Yes.
To work with clients that are much more on the high conflict, power imbalance, abuse, a lot of involvement either with police or child services or, so I think our listeners need to know that you have this incredible now bonus expertise.
Thank you.
And then as a result though, you are working with a different type of client.
Yes. So my child protection files obviously are very, very different, right? Where you are dealing with child abuse or allegations of child abuse and safety concerns. So obviously that is a very different type of mediation than Joe and Sue who can joke around about their cat.
Yeah, exactly.
But it does show me such the broad spectrum of this work, and it lets me let loose a little bit with my other clients and really focus in with those. So,
and I think that's what really the joy of the work is we enter people's lives in quite an intimate way.
In the most, they don't even know. I feel like they don't even remember. It's like a blur when we started working together because they're in the throes of it. Yeah. Right. They don't. They feel so disorganized. They don't know what's coming, and then we kind of pull back the curtain and create some clarity for them at the end of it. And it's like, remember when we started? I love reminding them of like, remember when we started? You've come so far.
Yeah.
Like, look at you now.
Yeah. But think of it. We have insights into, for the most part, every single financial tidbit of information of someone's life. If there are, is there police involvement? Is there CS involvement? We know all of that.
Yeah.
We also know typically the reason, not that it matters, for the divorce. We know if there was, any sort of intimate betrayal. We know so much.
We know a lot.
Yes. And I think pertinent to know is that we also do one-on-one work, right? The beginning, you're meeting individually with clients. So they really do unload in that setting, especially.
They share a lot.
And they need to share.
They need someone to share. Sometimes it's the first time they've shared some of these things.
Yeah. So again, I'm always just in awe of people for their ability to be so vulnerable, to be so intimate with a stranger.
I always give them credit for that.
Always.
I'm like, it cannot be easy. You just told me your whole life story or all of your trauma.
All your dirty laundry.
All your dirty laundry with someone who you just met.
Yeah. Virtually. Like I only work online.
I've done some in person, but it's asking a lot.
It is. And so, I do. I like to give them credit and thanks. Like I have so much gratitude for the work that we get to do.
Trusting me with this information too.
Right?
Because this is some heavy information and they're trusting you with their stories and with their pain.
So much pain.
So much.
It's so hard. Let me ask you this. What is a piece of advice that you're consistently giving people, your clients in session, that we can offer up as a bit of a tidbit to our listeners who are going through this?
I have a golden rule.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, she's ready for this one.
I
like it.
Call it my golden rule.
Give it to me.
This goes for people who are newly separated. They're further down the road. They're living together. They're not living together. My golden rule is this. There are to be no discussions in person of any contentious issues. Ever. Like
outside the mediation room.
Outside mediation, safe space. I'm there, third party, da-da-da. You see each other on the street. You're handing off kids. Hi, how are you? Here's their backpack. Here's their soccer uniform.
Nice.
Da-da-da-da. But nothing that is remotely contentious. It should always be, and not by text. It's by email. And the reason is text, you expect an immediate response.
Right.
And then it gets lost in all the other things that you're talking about. So text, no. You send an email. You get, let's say you expect a week response time or whatever your agreed upon response time, but you therefore give the other person some time to process it and answer when they're ready.
Yes.
But no in-person discussion.
I like that a lot.
I've had clients where they come back to me in mediation and they're like, oh, something happened over the weekend. He said this and she said this and we got into, I said, you didn't follow my rule. They're like, we didn't.
I love the teacher voice.
I go, what would have happened if you had followed my rule?
Right.
And I said, this is there to protect you. And the kids too, because they're always in earshot. They're always picking up on it.
They're sponges.
They're always around,
They
so
are.
that's
Those
it.
rascals,
That's
they're
my
always
piece of advice.
around.
What about you?
I love it. That is not my piece of advice.
Okay.
In fact, again, maybe these are the clients I'm getting, but I'm like, if you guys can talk offline and make some decisions, save yourself a couple bucks. Figure it out.
There's a difference between the client, and thank you for bringing that up. There's a difference between the clients who can do the work offline, sit down at the kitchen table, and write, this is what we're going to do with this account and that account.
Exactly.
That's different.
Very different.
Very different. It's scheduled. It's planned.
Yes.
I mean, you're in the kitchen. The other person's coming through the front door. And the kids are running around. And you go, by the way, I didn't get your money for that Section 7.
Right.
Or, by the way, I want to take them away and you're not letting me, whatever it is.
Yep.
That's not okay.
That's a hard no. No, I like that. I like that a lot. I think for me, the number one thing I try to really impart to my clients is not to rush the process, because just because you get to an agreement, you sign on the dotted line, it doesn't end the feelings. And I think people are looking for that closure, which I obviously understand. It doesn't come unless you do the work. So don't rush through it. They're often like, this is taking too long. This is costing too much money.
Yeah.
Get it, 100%. But also, if you don't do it now, and here in this, as you said, safe space with somebody kind of refereeing and supporting, it's just going to be like whack-a-mole and rear its ugly head here, there, everywhere at the most inopportune times. Then you are running into that not the golden rule where you are talking about shit offline when you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because you didn't deal with it first and foremost.
Yeah.
So I encourage people really to slow down.
Yeah.
We always move at the pace of the slowest person. And I will answer any and all questions.
And there's a difference between slowing down and delaying a process.
Absolutely.
Right? So when you have a situation where they're more high conflict,
yes.
one person is intentionally
it's
delaying.
It's a tactic, yeah.
Obviously, that's pretty pretty easy to spot.
I was going to say, we can see
But then there are other times where I always tell my clients, you're on an emotional roller coaster and you're not going to be at the same spot at the same time.
Yeah.
So you might be feeling great today and thinking about your future, but the other person is still, at the bottom right now. So,
and I do find it particularly difficult when in the couple, one person has significantly moved on.
Yes.
So maybe they've repartnered or they've moved out. They're happy.
They've been planning this for a long time.
They're the decision maker.
They've checked out years ago and the other person was unaware and then they have to just accept this news.
Yeah.
That's
and
a tough one.
Then, talk about the roller coaster. You have the person who's up here who's headed for this free fall.
Yeah.
Freaking out, going, whoa, I didn't plan for this. I don't have my ducks in order. And then you have this other person who's like, see ya, I'm out. I'm great.
What's taking so long?
What's taking so long? I'm ready to move on with my life. So one person is grieving the life they thought they were about to have, and the other person is excited for the new one that they have just created. So it does get really tricky. Yeah. So we do try and move really slowly. That was good. What, part of this work we do is hard.
Yeah.
And we love it.
We do.
We really, really do. And as we've already shared, take it very seriously and are so grateful for the opportunity to do it. How do you protect yourself? How do you do self-care? I know it's like so overused.
I know self-care has become oversaturated. The word
way too oversaturated,
and it's become associated with alcohol.
Yeah, or like bubble baths. Like how? But how?
Bubble bath is a good thing.
Sure, but also maybe not realistic. Like there's also real work that people need to be doing for self-care. I think yes, it became like something that someone could market and sell. Either
time for
booze
some
or
self-care.
New eye mask.
Yeah, exactly.
But true self-care
true self-care.
Being able to compartmentalize the work and go out and do X. What do you do?
It's hard, I would say, in the work that we do because we're so intimately involved in a family's life. It's hard to just say, well, close my computer for the day.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go on and live my life and not think about these people. You're thinking about children. You're thinking about family. So it does, I carry it with me.
Yeah, agreed.
100% I carry it with me. I try and sort of put it to the side when I'm with my own family because otherwise you'll just, ruminate and think about all the things that you could have done differently or what they should
and then you're
be
missing out on your own life.
And then you're not being present and all that stuff. But we're all guilty of it. Like sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, I have to write this down because, it's important to remind my clients of this. So I try to like exercise and, make time for myself and my friends. And what about you?
I think for me, walking typically.
Yes, you are a walker.
I am a walker. I do. And I find I need the physical. I remember when I learned about the sort of stress circle where it's like you encounter this stress and your body physically needs to process it. Mm-hmm. This is why dogs shake after they wrestle or after they, get scared or whatever. They literally shake it off. And so you actually have to close that loop of the stress cycle. So once I learned that, I was like, okay, I started doing like jumping jacks between calls or like, drop and give me 20. Just get it out.
Yeah.
And I think it really does depend too on your personality, how you process things, etc. But certainly the notepad beside my bed to write things down so I can get them literally like a brain dump out of my brain.
Out of your brain.
I have to.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I think it's a learned skill to be able to, compartmentalize and kind of take these are their lives.
Right.
And it's not my life.
It's not your life. Yes.
And it is not easy.
No.
And I would lie if I said I do it well, but I am trying. And then, of course, when all else fails, therapy. When in doubt, therapy. But like, listen, a good book or a good show, there's a lot to be said for it.
Like a show that just takes your mind off of it. Yeah, I find doing Pilates is like it clears my head.
Yeah, exactly. Something that's like meditative and physical.
It's a flow and it's physical and then it clears me.
You'll get in the zone. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So let's switch gears to the pod.
Oh, the pod.
Because this, as we've already alluded to, is the reason why we have so much joy in our life. One of for me.
Yes.
We began this on like a bit of a hope and a prayer. You had not even listened to a podcast before, which is my absolute favorite. And we thought, we could do this. We're obviously experts. And we have done so much.
We did so much.
Like, I'm so proud of us.
I am proud of us.
I am delighted.
We've come a long way, and just our comfort level, I think, in front of a mic, in front of a camera, has just changed so much.
Yeah.
We just started out without a camera. We were just mics. Yeah. We were just audio.
Intentionally.
Yeah, because
I don't look at myself.
I don't want to get ready. I don't want to have to deal with this. But then we realized, obviously, that we were missing a big piece of it.
Huge audience. Yeah. And really, at the end of the day, if we can change just one life, if we can provide information
or connect people or make someone realize that they're not alone. Like, I love telling people that they're not unique.
Yes.
I love telling them that because they think that they're the only one that's been through this horrible thing.
Yeah.
And I know everyone's individual circumstances are different, but when they find out that, oh, wait a second, he went through that and she went through that, it's like it makes you feel like you can get through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you will. Others have survived and
they've thrived and you will too.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. But we, in this, just as we have different styles in our own private practices, we definitely have different styles here.
We do.
I think that goes without saying. How would you describe
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm already laughing at this question. If you ask it back to me, I'm already laughing at what my answers are.
I want to know what your
what
do you think our different styles are? You tell me from your perspective, what is your podcasting style, and then what is mine?
Okay. Oh, and what is yours?
What do you see yourself? How do you see yourself, and how do you see me?
The question, as I wrote it, was how would you describe your podcasting style in 3 words?
Oh my God, 3 words?
I know, which is in and of itself very tricky. But the 3 words, this is why I was already in anticipation giggling, was oh shoot.
What are they?
2 long questions.
2 long questions.
Like, my questions go on and on.
There's do.
At least a couple anecdotes in there, some kind of
quote. It's more of a monologue turned question.
At the end, I'm like, what are your thoughts?
You've already answered it. You've already told the entire story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm more direct with my questions.
Yes.
Yes.
You are succinct. You know exactly what you want to ask.
And that's it. I'm in and I'm out.
Yes. I think that's exactly it. In and out versus 2 long questions. That sums up our podcasting styles. So our like ethos of the pod is to educate, to empower, and to normalize. Yeah. Pretty much, right? Because with education comes the empowerment to make a right decision. And then, as you alluded to, not everyone is a unique snowflake. We're normalizing it. We're taking the stigma away. There is no need for shame. Ditch it. Learn.
No shame in your divorce game. Just thought of it.
Oh my God. It's our new tagline.
New tagline, guys.
Okay, Ryan, write that one down. We're going to forget it.
Ain't no shame in the divorce game. In your divorce game.
You heard it here first. TM.
And you heard it here last.
And we have had such a mix of varied guests, varied topics. But I think at the root of it, because it's you and I, we sort of have the same goal of each episode.
Yeah.
What would you say you want to impart on our listeners each and every time we stand behind these mics?
How about that they're not alone?
Yeah.
I think so many people go through this. I know so many people go through this in isolation.
Yep.
And while social media has its pros and its cons, I think the beauty of social media is that you can really relate to people and share stories.
Yeah.
So I want them to know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't have to do it alone. We're here.
They don't have to.
No.
That's literally what's written on my website. You do not have to do this alone. Because we're here and we love it. We want to help.
We want to help.
Yeah. So how do we provide more information, more insights, more experts? Actually, maybe this is a good time to ask a favor of our listeners.
We have an ask for you.
We have a big ask, and we have not been good at asking this thus far.
No, we haven't.
But our goal is really to spread the word.
Yes.
We want to educate, and we want people to feel like they're part of a community.
Yeah.
And how we do that is with your help.
So if you could like and subscribe and follow and review, all those things help us help you.
It helps us help get our information out even further.
Definitely.
Because again, if we can just help one person. So send an episode to a friend or a colleague or someone that's going through.
Just for them to listen, because you never know what will reach people.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's our favor for you. Okay, last question. Let's end on this.
Okay.
Who's your dream guest? If you could get anybody.
So there's a lot of dream. I mean,
there's too many.
We have so many dream guests.
So many.
Like there's just, And it changes every day.
But you have one.
I want them.
Give me your tippy-toppy number one. Who would you die?
I really want Dr. Becky. I love Dr. Becky.
I love her so much.
You know, we went to hear her the other day in person, in real life.
And she's just so real.
She's
pragmatic.
Not sugarcoating. She's like, yeah, my kids watch screens. Yes, sometimes my kid hits me. Yes, they swear or they say them, but she's not trying to pretend like everything's perfect.
Right.
Because that just shames parents into thinking that they're doing something wrong.
I love how she's like, my kids don't get Dr. Becky.
Yeah,
they just get mom.
They just get mom.
Becky
and
mom.
It's exactly. Yeah. And I think this, I mean, she's grown so much and so many people relate to her.
Yeah.
And so I would love to have her on to share her wisdom, Dr. Becky. Yeah. What about you?
Who is mine? I know. I have so many experts that I follow and love.
Yes.
You know, Jonathan Haidt, as you know, my obsession with getting the kids off of screens. It all terrifies me so much.
I know.
So that's a big one. I think he's pretty cool. Actually, if we could pair him and Lenore Skenazy, she's the one that was all about free range parenting. And the two of them are like, you know, intellectual hot commodity. So like that would be the dream team of all dreams. From like a real life person.
Like someone who's
gone through it, who could use their wisdom. I mean, listen.
Okay, then that's,
Like could we interview, you know, Kim Kardashian about her divorce? That would be insanity.
That would be
the
incredible.
amount of questions I have for that woman. It's like,
Kim K, come this way.
Right? Like that would be insane.
Yeah. People who are high profile people have a real opportunity to share.
Well, exactly.
To share
they've gone
through it too. And maybe it looks different when you're dealing with, you know, billions and millions of dollars and you're in this public spotlight. But
it's very difficult.
I think people can still, at the end of the day, you still have kids to co-parent with somebody.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you still have the same issues.
Yeah. Just because you're sharing, I don't know, $1 million instead of $100,000, well, it's still your money. You're in that snack bracket. Yeah. It's, you know, if you can kind of take away some of like the celeb status and just see them as real people with real issues, it is all relatable.
Yeah.
You know, we talked offline just about how sad the whole Bruce Willis thing is, but I feel like him and Demi are co-parenting like bunch of bosses.
I mean, they have been for years. Their kids are older now.
Years. I think they're grandparents. So like but that they have to me, they're a real beacon, again, from what we see in the news and like, you know, tabloids, what have you, social medias, of how you can do it, how you can thrive in co-parenting.
Yeah, I think they're the first real celeb family to do it on a like a public stage, kind of, right? Like I think that before Bruce and Demi, it was always like divorce is bad.
Yes.
Like fight.
Devastating conflict.
Tabloids
PR
and this
scheme is
but then they came along and showed it a different way.
Yeah.
So
I recently shared something that Bethany Frankel posted.
She's great. I'd love to have her.
Yes, well, exactly. Because she's just such a realist.
Yeah, she
so
is.
pragmatic, so on the nose with a high conflict, you know, co-parenting relationship. And so we're hearing so much more about these high conflict, you know, co-parenting, not even co-parenting now, it's parallel parenting or counter parenting, right?
Yeah.
And I think she is just, again, a lot of people could relate to the journey that she has gone on. So, I mean, lots,
There's so many.
But listen, like that's the whole point. There's so many because so many people are going through this.
So many people are going through it. And even if they haven't gone through divorce, they can offer something else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the beauty of our show. It's expanded to, I call it like divorce and everything else. Because there's so many issues. Parenting, health, wellness, you know, there's just finances. There's so many areas. So you want to come on? Send us a message.
Drop us a line.
This episode was written and created by Alex Howard and Amanda Silver. Produced, edited, and engineered by RTF Productions. Make sure to rate and review our show if you loved it and give us a follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast to stay up to date on all upcoming episodes. Thanks for listening, and go easy on us. We're not your ex.